Hello, dear friends. Rabbi Schoenberg here. Hope you're enjoying the holiday of Passover, Shabbat Shalom, Hag Sameach, Moed Tov, all good things. I'd like to dedicate my teaching this Shabbat to my late mother, to Nechama ben Feivel Yitzchak. Today is her Yortzeit. So this is interesting portion of the Torah in Kitisa, where Exodus 34 verses 17 and 18, where the Torah talks about the renewal of the covenant. And it says about the covenant that you should not have other gods, particularly you should not make molten gods. Lo ta'aseh ma'asecha, al ta'aseh. Do not make molten gods. And then after that, the next verse is you should observe the Pesach. You should follow the laws of the holiday of Passover. So the question could be raised, are these two concepts connected? Is the idea of not worshiping other gods, of not making a molten image to worship, and observing the holiday of Passover, are they connected? And for our time, it's just interesting to note that the word for molten, ma'asecha, is also the word for mask. So maybe it's a little bit connected to our times during the pandemic. And this very question, which is of interest to me, is raised by the Rabbi of Ipshitz in the 18th century. And he asks exactly that. And he answers by quoting the Zohar, and he says, one who does not observe the Passover as if he has worshiped idols. If one has not observed the Passover, it is like that one has worshiped idols. Obviously, that needs an explanation because that's such an emphatic statement. And so he goes on to say that the molten image is a solid image, a mask. It's something that hides our ability to see ourselves. It represents our inability to change. An image that is cast, that is molten, is no longer fluid. It can no longer be shaped or changed. That's the essence of this teaching. It's the tension between those two things. An idol that's made out of form and you cannot be changed. And the freedom of Pesach, the personal freedom of Pesach, which says that we should be released from our personal mitzrayim, from our personal straits. The core of Passover is in Hasidic teaching about personal freedom. So the idea, according to the Rabbi of Ipshitz, is if you do not see yourself as being able to change, if you are not committed to personal renewal, it is as if you have cast an idol of yourself, and that is tantamount to change. Several years ago, I worked as the consultant to a television series called The Eternal Light that was produced by the Jewish Theological Seminary. And they put together a story called The Discovery, which was about a bar mitzvah boy who was learning basic concepts. And it was a vehicle to teach some basic mitzvot that one would teach to a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah and what would happen. And they cast for the bar mitzvah boy, Josh Saviano. Now you may remember him from a show many years ago called The Wonder Years. Now Josh was Jewish, but Josh had never had a bar mitzvah. And he was playing a bar mitzvah boy who was studying to have his bar mitzvah. And it was a fun project. I enjoyed meeting Josh. I enjoyed working with him. I very much enjoyed being the consultant to the program. When the show was over and the cast had gone home, Josh came into my office and said, Rabbi, I want to be honest with you. I've resisted being Jewish a long time. I've never gone to Hebrew school, and I didn't have a bar mitzvah. But I discovered something when I was making this show with you. I discovered it's important to be Jewish. I discovered that I want to have a bar mitzvah. Dear friends, now that we're coming close to the close of Pesach, let us remember what the key teaching of Pesach is. The key teaching is about personal growth. It's about personal freedom. How will we leave our own Mitzrayim so we will continue to grow? Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach, good Yontif to all.